Alright, hey guys. So yeah, we're here with Data Hive. So just first off, what I want to mention is later on in the level, there are definitely faster strats that you can do. One of them is called D route, the other one's end fight skip. I'm not going to be showing that in this video, because they are more advanced tricks, and they're also less consistent. So I'm just going to be showing the consistent stuff. If you want to see those strats though, you can go check out the IL video tutorial that I'm going to put out. It'll just have those tricks in them. Besides that, something to mention is that this level, so the street sections, your ammo has carried over up until this point. Same with your weapons. So I have a plasma pistol right now. I just want to switch it out for the other plasma pistol there because it does have more ammo in it. And then we want to head over this way. Like that plasma pistol actually has 100%, which is very nice. So there's two grunts here. You can either sneak past them if they're in like a certain spawn, or you can kill them. Doesn't really matter. And there's 4 grunts up ahead here. These grunts can spawn in different locations, but yeah, there's always 4 of them here. These jackals we can just ignore. Wow, okay. That guy actually stuck me. That like never happens. Anyways, I'll just kill him. Very rarely that grunt like actually is far enough ahead that he will run to the position where he was at. So you can just kill him if you want to be extra safe. He very rarely would stick me. Like I'd always run past him, but whatever. So yeah, as you round that corner, you want to kill 1 grunt, if you can, and then the rest of the grunts are going to start to run away in this direction to the center room. So you can kill them. An important thing about this level, just for your information, is each one of these circular rooms here has a health pack in it somewhere. So if you ever need to top up on health, it can spawn in like one of these 4 locations. So yeah, just for your information, like in this room there would be a health kit, for example. But yeah, right here, so as we round this corner, there's gonna be 1 brute and 3 jackals. They're gonna get like scared, startled when you round the corner, so you can just jump over them and run past them. And then in the next area, there is 3 grunts and 1 brute. So we want to actually kill any grunts if we can. And then dodge this guy's grenade and either just jump over him, or you could plasma pistol him if you wanted to. Whatever you're more comfortable with. But essentially, yeah, you want to run past the ones that you startle. And then as you round the corner, there's those 3 grunts that are kind of running down the hallway. You want to kill as many of them as you can, 1, 2, or 3 of them. And then if you only kill 1 or 2 of them, they're going to go into the hallway and then turn around. So if you want to be extra safe, then you kind of just want to chill in that room where you came from and just shoot the grunts so that you don't have to worry about them throwing nades at you while you're in the hallway. And then for the brute, you can either run past him or plasma pistol him. It's up to you. I've been, with the way that I did it, it's pretty consistent. Already
been trying to get down to the next level, checking my team.
Got a checkpoint here, actually. Let me double revert just to show it again. So yeah, as I mentioned, as we round this corner, they're always gonna get like startled, so you can just run past them. And then you want to headshot as many grunts as possible. So I could only kill 1. There's also a health kit right there, which is very nice. And then you just want to kill as many grunts as possible. If you want, you can plasma pistol this guy. and just kill them. However you want to do it, but that is the sort of the most consistent way. You don't have to deal with the first wave of enemies or anything. You can run past them, and then you only have to kill the 3 grunts and the 1 brute.
Thanks, Trooper. They almost had me. Been trying to get down.
You just want to grab this health
This
kit and
stack
top
is locked
off.
down tight.
And you gotta come to this button here and hit it.
Access granted.
Huh. Guess you have the magic touch.
So now we want to switch out our pistol for the carbine here. And you could also switch out your plasma pistol for the fresh 100 one. And then come over here to this hidden kind of path. Now there's a health kit, so you want to pick that up. And we're gonna head over this way. So there's some enemies, but 99% of the time they're not in your way. You can just run past them. Sometimes when you actually are in, I gotta remember to make more checkpoints here. But yeah, so most of the time though they aren't in your way. Sometimes they'll be like kind of right beside the door to your right. If they are in that position, you should still just be able to run past them, but then as you're running down the hallway, the grunts may have like an angle to throw a nade at you, so it's just something to be cautious about. And then beyond that, there are 3 invisible brutes. They can also spawn in a bunch of different configurations. As you get used to it, you'll learn kind of how they are configured, but yeah, you can just run past them for the most part. They're just gonna throw incendiary grenades at you, so as long as you take the right pathing, you should just be able to run past them. Now there's a carbine with more ammo there, you want to pick that up. There's some drones there, you could also just run past them, doesn't matter. And now there's some jackals here. I like to run past these jackals because once again, you can just ignore these guys. But there's 1 brute in this room here that you definitely want to kill. So once we kill that guy, there are these jackals here. You can kill them now if you want to. You could honestly just keep ignoring these guys though if you wanted to. And then I made a checkpoint by accident. Let me double revert. This level is going to be a bit of a longer tutorial though, because there is like a lot of stuff going on in this level. So yeah, here's these jackals again. So we're just going to ignore them. Come over here, kill this brute. And then I'm just going to keep ignoring them and just kill the grunts. And there's a brute at the end of the hallway. You can pick up that health kit. So these jackals won't follow you down into this area. So yeah, then you can just kill the brute. Now it's very important what you do here because there are 3 brutes that are coming up the hallway. You can just sit back here and kill all 3 of them, which I'm going to show. Or you can do the pathing that I take, which is fast and pretty consistent. So yeah, there's 3 brutes here. You can just take your time, kill them all. And then there's a health kit over here. Or what you can do is if you just run over to this health kit right away, the brutes are gonna walk up the hallway, and as long as there's like only 1 or 2 brutes in this hallway, you can usually just run past them. You could also throw nades to make these guys dodge. It looks scary, but it's more consistent than it looks. But anyways, you could always just take your plasma pistol and kill them if you want. Now in this section, there's once again 3 grunts and 1 brute. So we just want to kill the grunts. They're kind of hiding, so this is what's like actually gonna happen if you do try to do these sections slower, is the grunts are gonna hide, and unless you push up, like they're never gonna show themselves. So a lot of the times you do have to kind of play a little bit of aggressive, but still, you want to take your time. Make sure you position yourself that you can dodge nades that they throw. So in this next section, what's very important is down this corridor, there's going to be like a bunch of brutes that spawn. However, there's actually a deload we can do. Like there would be like I think it's like 7 or 8 brutes or something crazy like that. So if you actually clear out this area and then you walk over this way, and usually there's like a pylon here, but you walk over here and then you turn around. Now no brutes, no enemies spawn here. So essentially all it is that you're walking out of this hallway, coming to about this area-ish, and then you turn around, and all the brutes are deloaded. So it's very, if anything, can I show it normally? Oh no, I guess I already did the pathing. I could double revert just to show it, you know. Where am I at? Oh.
Down in front.
No, I already did the deload. So, okay. But yeah, anyways, there would be a lot of brutes in that hallway if you don't do that pathing normally. So, yeah, definitely deload those guys. Otherwise, you're gonna have to deal with killing all those brutes, and it's a big hassle, big time loss, so.
You're going down to level 9 too. Huh.
So now
Bet you
we're
like
in
this
this
so bad.
section. So this is the part where before I explained in the intro video where if you have 29 audio logs, it actually does sort of play a role. So when you hit this button, you come down here and your ally, the cop, actually follows you. Normally there would be 4 drones that fly through this door if you haven't gotten all the audio logs. And uh, they'll just shoot you a little bit. The drones aren't too big of an issue, but yeah, the main thing is that the cop ally does jump down, and when he comes down here, he kind of distracts some of the enemies in this area. But besides that, so once you do come to this area, so there are 3 grunts and 1 brute in front of us, and then there's like waves of brutes behind these guys. Um, Basically, to actually clear out all the enemies here, it's not going to be worth it. So this is like a not necessarily RNG because after I've practiced it quite a bit, it is very consistent. Like I can run past this area like 95% of the time. However, um, there is still a little bit of a risk factor here, but I'm going to describe this as best as possible, and it is just clearing out this area isn't really going to be viable, because there's 3 grunts here, but if none of them drop plasma pistols, then odds are you're going to run out of plasma pistol ammo trying to kill all these guys, and then there's going to be no plasma pistols left. So now what are you going to do, right? You're going to lose several minutes trying to clear out all these guys and dealing with this, or you can just run past them. So the way to do it is out of these 4 enemies that are in front of us, the 3 grunts and 1 brute, if you kill 3 out of 4 of them, the enemies that are behind this section, they start to push forward. So as they're pushing forward, we're gonna run around a wall that kind of separates us so that they can't shoot us really, and we're just gonna run past them. So I'm gonna show it here.
Plasma
So
throw.
there's these grunts, right? I usually just like to kill all the grunts. So I kill 1, 2. There's also a health kit there. If I might as well just pick it up before you do the run. So I killed all 3. So now these guys are moving forward, right? So what you want to do is take this pathing around this wall so they are on the other side of this wall. And you can kind of just run past all of them. It's very consistent if you just kill the 3 enemies, kind of let the enemies push up, and then you walk around that wall. Um, but here there are still 3 brutes in this section ahead of us, and 1 chieftain with a plasma turret. So what we want to do here is just if we see a guy with a brute shot, you want to plasma pistol him, like make sure that you don't have to kill him, but you want to plasma pistol him so he enrages and doesn't shoot any brute shots at you. And then you just want to throw nades towards the plasma chieftain, to have him dive around. Oh, so immediately that guy brute shotted me. That would have been one of those unlucky things where, you know, this guy, he just instantly brute shotted and killed us. But usually he doesn't insta-shoot you like that, so you can just run by. And yeah, you just want to make sure you kill a brute shot guy there if he does have a brute shot, and just throw nades to make the plasma chieftain dodge, and you can run around him. Now, here, there was more carbine here, as well as a health kit, so you want to pick that up, and then come into this room. So this room, there's one brute, 2 jackals, and a bunch of drones. So we got to clear them all in order to proceed to the next section. So what I like to do is just first when I come in the room, this guy, the brute is usually standing like where my crosshair is right now, but for some reason he's over here. So I just like to plasma pistol him, get him out of there, and then you can just kind of kill the drones either from afar or push up. This is one of the sections though where even if they do all have plasma pistols, you can die here if you just try to face tank them because there's just so many drones and the 2 jackals. So if you want to, you can be safe, shoot them from afar. There's also one more health kit here that you can grab. You can be aggressive if you would like. You know, you can plasma pistol these guys, try to melee them, and then get your shields back. But it is something that you just kind of have to gain a feeling for how like much shield you actually have and how risky you can play. But yeah, there is a health kit there, and then you know then it's free at this point. But yeah, anyways, you just want to clear out all the enemies, switch your plasma pistol for one of the other plasma pistols dropped by one of the grunts, or not the grunts, drones, sorry. Head through the tunnel and interact with the door. So something to note as well, so after every cutscene, you are guaranteed to have full health, full shields. So yeah, there's 2 cutscenes. I'll point out the next one in this level, but there's this one. So you could be 1 HP after you're done this cutscene, you're gonna have full health and full shields. Same with the one later on in this level, and then there's also one cutscene in Coastal, which I'll point out as well. But yeah, I like to come up to Dare here,
Not much further now.
switch my carbine for her human pistol, and then we head over down this way. Now, once again, this is like another section where you can clear out all these enemies. It is much slower. But yeah, you can, if you want to be extra safe, you can clear out all these enemies. There's 3 grunts here and 1 brute. I like to just kill the grunts so that they're not throwing nades at me, and then you can round this corner here. Now, there's a whole bunch of drones, a couple of grunts here, and a couple of brutes. But if you do take my pathing, for the most part, you should not actually die. So you just want to run past all these guys, headshot the grunts that you see if you can, and just run over this way. Now there's 3 jackals here, as well as a brute, so you just want to plasma pistol the brute. Whenever brutes are also in like the nade throwing animation, I like to let them throw the nade completely, and then plasma pistol them. Because they're kind of like stun locked while they're throwing a nade, which is nice. Plus, also, if you plasma pistol them as they're throwing a nade, sometimes like the nade trajectory changes, like some weird things can happen. They drop it at their feet as you're trying to run past them, stuff like that. So there's just another tip that's very useful, is if you see a brute, you know, in the animation of throwing a nade, just let them completely throw the nade and miss you, and then plasma pistol them. Anyways, so now, you know, we're through most of this part. There's a couple of drones here. Usually, you're not gonna be low enough for them to kill you. So, but if you want and they're in your way, you can just headshot them. But yeah, you run past those guys, and then there's a health kit here. You pick it up and drop down. So now, this is where the IL strats would come in, but I'm not going to show those. I'm going to show the more consistent stuff. So we're just going to carry on here for the sake of this video with our pistol and plasma pistol. Now there's 3 jackals here and 1 brute, and then as we round the corner, there's 3 grunts and 1 brute. These jackals you can ignore. Same with the brute, you can pretty much just ignore. But there's going to be 3 grunts here, so we kind of want to take this corner wide because we, don't want to deal with the plasma pistols. And then we can just kill this brute. And now you're going to want to pick up this health kit and head over this way. So what I like to do is now I'm going to switch out my human pistol for a carbine rifle there. And we're going to want to walk all the way down this way. Come up this ramp. And we're going to want to push one of these fusion coils down this way. Usually, yeah, you like to kind of roll it. So we're gonna roll it towards these other coils. If you do drop the coil down here, it's not the end of the world. You can just push it up these stairs. It is a minor time loss if you do that. But yeah, basically then what you want to do is just push these 2 fusion coils together, and then push this fusion coil. It doesn't have to be perfect, but try to make like a triangle or like a T shape with it. Or I guess that looks like something else now that I think about it, but yeah, just make that shape. And then what you're going to want to do, and this trick is very consistent. Like, I've never failed it. As long as you have them in this configuration, you jump onto the left one, and then what you want to do is you want to start running forward, jump, and shoot, but all pretty quickly. So you have just forward momentum as these blow up. And as long as you're full health, full shields, this won't kill you. So, yeah, I'm just going to show it here. Just jump, shoot, and then now you're all the way up here, and you skip the elevator. So what that does is all the drones in this section are deloaded. So now you don't have to worry about fighting or killing any of these drones. And you can just run to the next section. So you're just gonna kind of want to follow the pathing I'm doing. And what you want to do is just switch out your current pistol for one of these plasma pistols because it has 100. And then you want to pick up a health kit and come over here. So there's a left and right. It doesn't really matter. For the IL, it kind of does, but for these strats, I actually kind of like to take the right path. So this part is kind of precise in order to, because there's a hammer chieftain and 2 brutes up ahead. It's pretty precise how to manipulate this guy, but if you do it how I do it, it pretty much works like this every single time. It's very consistent. Dare is also down here, and she can start throwing nades like at you and potentially kill you. So it's also important I throw nades at her to kind of make her dodge. So you'll see it here. So I just kind of throw nades towards her to get her to like run around, and then you just want to run straight up towards this chieftain. And as long as you're moving in a straight line towards him, he's always going to give you the good swing, like the swing that you can just free backsmack, kill him. The way that works is essentially if if a chieftain and you, like, on their first swing, they are kind of like running towards each other. Basically, it's almost like a sword lunge. As soon as his reticle turns red, he will then do that big long swing. Um, so you just want to meet each other, like running in a straight line at each other, and every time he'll do that same animation. Like, I'll do it again here.
Won't be long before they smash through that door. Let's take them out now.
So once again, I'm just running straight at him. He gives me the same animation every time. Now, if you mess it up and you don't kill him, you don't backsmack him, he stays alive. Now you just gotta improvise, and you're gonna have to try to bait his swing again. But then he can give you one of like 3 or 4 different swings, and sometimes they insta kill you. But if you do it exactly how I did it, he will always give you that good swing. So you want to kind of practice that and, make sure you learn how to do that correctly. And there's just 2 other brutes up here that you could just plasma pistol and kill.
Not bad. You do know your stuff.
Now, Dare's going to open the door. I like to grab a fresh plasma pistol. You could also fill up on the carbine ammo here, because she takes some time to open up the door.
Welcome. Access granted.
Avoid picking up these 2 health kits at this point, because we're going to walk into the next cutscene, and this cutscene will refill your health and shields anyways, in case, just so that you can keep those health kits just in case for the next section. So now you want to head back up, and we're going to want to clear out this fight here. So the first thing about this area is that there are 3 brutes behind us that spawn, and they are in this like area here. So we just want to actually kill these 3 brutes. So once all 3 of them are dead, you actually kind of want to hang out in this area. So an important thing about this area is the engineer. If he dies, then you lose the mission. But if you do not cross, like, kind of this sort of beginning area line, the engineer never runs into the enemies, so you don't really have to worry about him dying. So you kind of want to stay in the general area that I'm staying at, and you don't have to worry about the engineer dying. Besides that, you also have to be careful, because your allies are going to throw nades. So that'll come into play in a little bit, and I'll show you that. But basically, you can be aggressive here, but if you want to be safe, just wait till the phantoms leave. And now we can move up. I like to deal with the left side first, because this is where most of the grunts are. So you just want to slowly kill any enemies that you can. Get rid of the grunts, ideally. And just as long as you, like I said, stay kind of in this general area, you don't have to worry about the engineer running down and killing itself. Like, notice how it's just hanging out here. But now I'm going to push down, and then the engineer's going to start moving up. But I've already killed most of the enemies, so it's no big deal. Now, like I said, your allies are going to be throwing nades now. So you want to be careful as you kill these last couple of jackals. You can throw nades at them yourself, but don't get into melee range of them, because their teammates are going to be throwing nades.
You gotta get out of here. Move it, trooper.
Veronica, over here.
Now there's 1 health kit here if you ever need it, so you can pick that up. But we're pretty much done with the level at this point. So these doors open. It doesn't matter which one you go through. You want to just drop down and melee these drones as they're sleeping. If they do wake up, then what you just want to do, which I'll show in a second.
Feel free to fill me in whenever.
Now, Buck.
This one woke up, that's fine. I missed one of the melees, so I'm just going to punch him to death. But yeah, if the drones do wake up, because sometimes your teammates will wake them up or something like that, as soon as you drop down, just run into this room. It's fine. Just run into this room because your teammates are gonna start throwing nades and like the drones are gonna be shooting you, so you can die. So just immediately run into this room, and then you can kind of just kill the drones from here. So that's very important because yeah, sometimes the drones will wake up, and if you stay in that room, you're probably dead. So, but yeah, you want to come over here to this door, and it's gonna trigger kind of like a little
Door's
interaction.
locked.
So we just have to wait
Damn.
for this.
Don't worry. We have a key.
This
Hundreds
cutscene
of
takes
these
a
things today.
little bit
Why
of
is this one
time,
so
so if you need
important?
to run to the bathroom real
knows what the
quick,
Covenant's
it's a
after.
good spot.
If I could safely capture
Takes
one,
about like a minute.
who could win the war.
Oh,
You haven't killed any of them, have you?
no. Well, maybe one or two.
Nice work.
How was I supposed to know?
Alright, so once the door opens, want to head over this way. There's several drones, but it doesn't matter. You can just tank their shots. So you're just gonna want to run past them. So, what you can do is there's like a warp that you could do for the engineer to end the level quickly. So just when you get into this tunnel, just turn around and kind of face where your allies are. So in this general direction, and then as you come up this platform that I just came up, just turn around,
Elevator.
and then
Come
now
on.
the engineer is warped into the elevator. And just when you walk in the elevator, it will end. You don't have to do that. Like, it only saves like 10, 15 seconds or something like that. The engineer will just naturally walk through the hallway we walk through if you don't do that. So it's not end of the world. But yeah, if you want to just do that warp, it saves like 10, 15 seconds. Anyways, that is Data Hive. So that is, in my opinion, that's the hardest level in this game to actually do fast and consistent. There's a lot going on, especially if you want to do the IL strats as well. This is like the hardest level in my opinion. Coastal is also kind of a nightmare and very RNG. Well, with the strats that I do, it's actually pretty consistent. So I actually don't consider it the hardest level because now I've gotten it to a point where as long as you do everything I do, it's very consistent. But yeah, it's probably gonna take you a little bit of time to get to that point. So yeah, I mean, anyways, we got through the hardest level in my opinion, and I'll see you in Coastal.